Hi guys!
Hello!
Welcome to another episode of Activated Story!
Theater!
Activated Story Sign Language time! Thank you so much for joining us today. We have a special story for you. It is... Did you get that? If you know your finger spelling, that is a D, A, V, Y. So it is Davy Crockett. C-R-O-C-K-E-T-T. Davy, or as we like to do, we gave him a name sign, Davy Crockett, for his, was that like a raccoon?
Yeah, raccoon.
The raccoon
Raccoon
tail
hat
that he wears.
Yeah, and he wasn't really terribly fond of those caps. Everybody thinks that's what he liked to wear all the time.
Isn't it like kind of like popularized because of the TV show?
Well, in a way, he did wear one occasionally, but it wasn't his preferred headgear. And also, by the way, he hated being called Davy. That was kind of a nickname that people gave him, and he didn't really like it. His name was David.
Sorry.
Yes.
Oh well. All right, you guys are ready for the story. I think we'll stop and I'll show you signs as we go.
All right. Hi there. My name is Davy Crockett, and I am a ringtail.
Yeah, you're watching to see what I'm going to sign, aren't you?
I'm wondering what I can throw at you.
Don't be mean.
Let me tell you about my life story. All right. So you see, I was born in a log cabin in Tennessee.
So there'll be like a log cabin there. We got the logs. It's also the sign for America. Log cabin. So I think a log cabin is just like one place, and then if you move it around, it's America.
Yeah.
Okay. So in Tennessee.
Right beside the Nolichucky River.
Which I am not going to finger spell. How do you even spell Nolichucky?
Yeah, it's something like Nolichucky, I believe. We've been there.
We have been.
We've been to the Nolichucky.
Yes.
We've seen.
And we've actually seen the log cabin.
The log cabin. It's a replica of his log cabin.
Well,
kind of where it was.
Yeah.
Anyway, when I was only 3 years old, I killed my first bear. Now that bear wandered into the kitchen one day and started to eat up all the jam. So I grabbed him in a bear hug with my mighty 12-inch arms.
That's a foot long.
It's about that long.
Not that long?
Yes.
Okay, so about that.
And I squeezed, and I squeezed, and I squeezed until that bear fell down ker-plunk.
Actually, hold on. I got a visual here. It was a teddy bear.
And
It's a bear.
shoo, critter. Now, when I was still a young lad, my
Well, I
pa...
wonder if we should go back and review any of those signs. Okay, how about the age? 3. 1, 2, 3. 3 years old. So this is the age, 3 years old. 3 years old. And just a short, quick review, quick introduction to counting. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is 6.
6. Sorry, I did the wrong one.
That is 6. This is why this is 3.
Yeah.
Because this is 6. 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, and I'm sure we'll be coming back to that later on in this series of stories. So 3 years old, and we have a bear. He's got the scratchy fur, the bear. What else do we just say? Oh, we have a kitchen. A kitchen is where you cook. I probably do more signed English than ASL. specifically. So, and C sign, just a little brief introduction to that. C sign is sign language that is used to help teach deaf kids reading. So it's not exactly the accepted language. So cooking, the place where you cook would be kitchen.
With the letter K.
Like a K, yeah, kitchen. So what else did we just sign in there?
Jam.
Jam! So we have a J. That's the J, and you put it on some toast, and you have jam or jelly, and then you get to eat it.
Yeah. Now, when I was still just a young lad, my pa gave me my first rifle. All right? And we all had to have a rifle back then just to survive out in the woods. Yeah. And in no time at all, I got to be a really keen shot with it. In fact, I was so good that when I'd go strolling through the woods with that rifle on my shoulder and the animals would see me a-coming, they would just surrender. Now, when I grew up...
Should we stop and review some of those
Sure,
signs?
sure.
Okay, so we have a rifle. We have the woods.
This is one tree, and you move it around, you have a bunch of trees,
Right.
woods.
And Davy was walking in the woods, so kind of just putting one foot in front of the other, walking. The animals.
Right, animals.
So earlier we had a bear, which was be kind crossing the arms, and this would be the animals, all kinds of animals. Animals surrendered. They gave up, and I added, they ran away.
Now, when I grew up, I got myself elected to Congress.
Congress, really? Congress.
Right. Congress, on account of my heroic deeds. Or maybe it was because I was a big talker. I don't know. But anyhow, I did all sorts of things to make this a greater nation. Yeah. I'll never forget the winter of 17 something or other, or was it 18 something or other? I don't know. Anyhow, it snowed and snowed and snowed for days on end. And it was so cold.
How cold was it?
Well, it was so cold that the sun just froze in midair and it couldn't move no more. And your words, when you spoke, your words would just freeze in midair. And so if you wanted to hear what you were saying, you'd have to put those words into a frying pan, put them over an open fire and roast them. And then thaw them out so you could hear the words. Well, I knew that I had to do something to get rid of all the cold.
Why don't you stop there?
Okay.
Okay, so we have snow and winter. It's cold. Cold winter. We have the sun. There's the sun, and I kind of just made it frozen.
Yeah, we do frozen.
Well,
like
frozen
that.
is like this. Frozen.
Freeze or frozen.
Right. So I added that to my sun. And you gotta see it's stuck. Oh, I can't move it. It's stuck. It's stuck.
Words.
Words. Right. The words were frozen. Words were frozen. So I put them in a pan. I put some fire under there. So now we can understand.
And by the way, we've mentioned this before, but I'm left-handed, so I signed the opposite way that she does.
Yes. True.
Fire.
Washington, D.C.
Fire.
I did fire.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Fire. All right. If we've missed anything, let me know, and we'll catch it in the next video.
Yes.
Okay.
So I mounted up on my horse and took off a riding up to the North Pole, where all the cold weather comes from. And when I got there, I saw right away what the problem was. A humongous comet
star.
A shooting star, yes, had passed too close to the Earth and gotten its tail all tangled up in the North Pole.
Its tail? Got stuck.
So the Earth was stuck and couldn't move like it was supposed to. So I just grabbed that tail end of that comet in my mighty hands and gave it a big twirl and let it go flying
So
out.
you used to say the gears got all stuck up.
Yeah, well, that comes later.
Oh.
Don't jump the gun.
All right.
That's the thing about a storyteller like me is I change it every time. So, and I gave that comet a big twirl and let it go flying out into space. A huge projectile.
I just projectile vomited. Anyway.
So,
Then what happened?
well, I put my ear down to the ground to see if everything was okay again, but it wasn't. So I knew I'd have to climb down into the center of the Earth to have a look-see. And when I got there, you know what I saw? I think she already told you. The gears.
It was foreshadowing.
It was been cold for so long that the gears inside the Earth were all jammed together, so the Earth couldn't move right.
No.
So I just
What'd you do?
I gave those gears a mighty kick and got them moving again. And by the time I got back home, all of the rivers were flowing again and all of the birds were singing again. Springtime had come, all on account of my heroism. And that's what made me such a living legend. All right, there are other things that we could do about Davy Crockett.
Sure. He told all kinds of, he was a braggart. He told all kinds of crazy stories about himself.
The last time we did this on stage, we had him taming an alligator.
Taming an alligator. But let's talk about some of the signs that we just did today.
Okay.
So we have the gears.
Gears.
The gears, and they get stuck. So they can't move. They get stuck. Stuck is a good one to know. Star, like the comet would be like a star whoosh, going fast, I guess.
Yeah.
And there's probably something better to sign that with. So maybe don't copy me on that one.
I would say, I seem to remember something like with the letter C, like a
Comet.
Yeah.
Go fast.
One way to do it.
Well, if you have any suggestions, let us know in the comments below.
Sure.
In the comments below.
The comments
not
below.
the comments above. What else did we just do in that song? So we have this one. We have a bear.
Bear.
We have snow, cold. Oh, he did a lot of killing. Kill, and then the bear would fall over and it would die. Yeah, so that would be dying. Kerplunk. I don't want to end on that note. We need one more.
Yeah. Let's see.
One more. Sign.
We did horse.
A horse. There we
Yep.
go. Yeah. He rode a horse to the north. This is the N. And I'm going up on it for north. And then I'm kind of just showing the globe and that there's a pole up there. That's the North Pole. So kind of communicating the idea of where he's going. North Pole. And this is Earth. Earth. So the Earth got frozen. And so he had to climb inside the Earth. I think that'll do it for today. You got anything else?
I think that's it.
Well, thank you for joining our story of Davy Crockett.
Yeehaw.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
We're going to be bringing you another story next week. I think we're going to be doing something very similar. Also another braggart. Do you know what we're going to be doing next week?
Would it be Storm Along or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we're going to do Storm Along. Old Stormy.
Okay.
Hey.
That's a good
Hey,
one.
guys.
See ya.